It's disappointing, but probably predictable, given the state of the BBC at the moment, that Newsnight is now going to be trimmed back. Its 57-strong team is going to be cut in half. And it's not quite clear what is going to take its place. It's going to be some sort of truncated programme. They're going to dedicate more resources to streamlined editorial rubbish. So more of these headlines coming out, these headline programs like News, News at 10 or whatever. It's just a series of headlines. No analysis, no in-depth reporting, just headlines mixed up with the weather, which the BBC does really quite well. But there's a limit to how much weather I want to watch. And one of my carps about the BBC is that the television broadcasting has dumbed down considerably over the last 10 years. And Newsnight was one of the flagships of the BBC. Question Time is another. But Question Time, of course, depends on the guests that they've got and on the questions which are proffered by the audience. And there's only so much time one can listen to that. What one wants is in-depth analysis, not some sort of trite interview as we get at the moment on Sunday morning. We want a focused interview where we get information, not some sort of slapstick game. We can see that on a Wednesday at Prime Minister's Questions. We want something which is going to give us more information, something which is going to get to the bottom of the issues that are dominating our life. And there's a lot of important issues going on. So now is not the time to be cutting back on Newsnight. Now is the time to be bolstering it, to be making it a more representative and interesting and focused programme. But I think it is part of this dumbing down. Get rid of the serious reporting, get rid of the serious work and fill it up with more repeats, more weather, and perhaps more reality TV. That's it. That's it. And that's what our licence fee is about. I'm afraid with every passing month there are more arguments in favour of dumping the licence fee than there are in favour of keeping it. I think the licence fee is a good thing. But the BBC needs to work significantly harder than this ridiculous announcement to ensure that it justifies that licence fee. So the vague statement that the new idea is to bring together the best investigative talent across BBC, to do what? To do what? And when is that going to be shown? To BBC Verify. Well, BBC Verify is tosh. BBC Verify, just a lot of effort to tell us what we already know, and to do so with this air of certainty. The air of certainty is not what we need. What we need is to reintroduce the country to discussion, not certainty and not control. We have too much control from the government. We have too much certainty from people who think they know everything on social media. What we want is discussion. What we want is that trade of different views. And the in-depth digital experience. For goodness sake, the BBC is about television. The digital experience, leave that to the social media people. And the BBC needs to get on with the work that it's supposed to do, which is the British Broadcasting Corporation is broadcasting, not some sort of digital messing around on social media with, what is there, BBC iPlayer, BBC Sounds. Nonsense terminology. Sounds, the radio or the wireless, not sounds. And anyway, when you go on to BBC Sounds, you have to go programme by programme. You switch it on, it won't play for the rest of the afternoon anymore. And anyway, what's the point? Because most of it's a repeat. Radio 4 has become such a predictable bore. Radio 3 at least has got something to to justify itself. But there again, sometimes the Radio 3 selection is so obscure to again give the impression that it's doing something worthy. Radio 2, Radio 1, I have no idea what goes on there. I was on Radio 2 at one point. It was all a new experience and an extraordinary experience for me. And I thought, oh, maybe I will listen to it in future. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.